Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us right here on Midday, Kentucky. I was just saying to our next guest coming up that I've always wanted to be a pilot. They say, come on out. They obviously haven't watched me drive a car.
No, they haven't.
There's no way that I could actually fly a plane, everyone. Hey, how are we all?
Doing good.
It's nice to see you all as
Good to see you
always.
too.
It's so beautiful outside. I can't wait to get out this afternoon. I have girls on the run practice, so
Good
ready to
for
get
you.
out of here.
Hey, yesterday I was saying on the show, oh, not on the show, in a break, that I'm totally fallen in love with this vegan ice cream that I get from Whole Foods.
Yes, you
And
have.
that it was really yummy. And then you informed me that it was full of sugar. So last night I'm sitting at home and I'm into the ice cream again. And then you text me about something and I said, don't worry, I'm eating my ice cream, tub of ice cream, but it's vegan. And then it dawned on me, you said it's full of sugar. Guess what, people? It is.
I said it was full of calories as well.
It's full of sugar. Not so vegan. You know,
No,
like,
that's vegan. Vegan
doesn't
doesn't mean
matter.
sugar.
I-
Vegan means no animal products.
in your head, it means you're going to be thin.
No.
That's what that's what's in your head.
It is. It's true.
We need to do a bit of a check-in, everyone. Norway is in first place with 29 medals. Germany in second place with 23 medals. And Canada is in third with a whopping 19 medals. USA holds on to sixth place with 12 medals, 5 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze. Australia moves down to 18th, everyone. This is getting worse.
How many
Come on,
places are
Aussies.
there?
You shut your mouth. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Are there 18? Is that?
I know. I know.
I'm just teasing.
I know, but you know,
Go Australia.
they're obviously too busy because I've got some important stats, I should say, not stacks, to tell you about. Since the game started on February 8th, Tinder, the dating app, has reported a 348% increase in the usage. Within the Olympic Village, Team USA, Sweden and Great Britain are reportedly the most prolific swipers. Australia was not on the list. We're too busy trying to win a medal
I know, you guys
to
are
be
focused.
worried about hooking up. Here's the thing, everyone. In 2010 and 2014, there was only 100,000 condoms divvied out to the Olympic teams. In Rio, there was 410,000. Okay?
Okay.
Catch that. Didn't tell me how many this time, but the US Olympic team were given 40 condoms each.
Each member?
40. No wonder Tinder's gone crazy. Here's another fact, everyone. Did you know that it is, as an Olympic athlete, you are barred from having sex with other competing teams? How do they warrant? Like, I just don't know how they, check that out, because they're basically saying there's been an increase in passporting. Now, what that means is that it's where users, I don't even know what it is, I had to read it.
Passporting?
Where passporting.
Yes.
And it's where users set their location to meet people nearby.
Okay.
I just thought that meant location. Okay. Here's the thing. According to the app, there has been 565% increase in users swiping right. What does right mean? Oh, you
Right is, I have no idea.
Okay. And users swiping right, and 644% increase in matches. So here's the thing. There might be a lot of engagements out of the Olympic Games. Do you think?
I think so.
But here's the thing. How do you have time?
I know. I mean, I just, but
I
they're
remember
young.
I
They're
was
young.
I was reading an
full of
article.
love and
I know.
adventure.
I was reading an article about the 40 condoms thing about a week ago, and I thought, gee, that seems a lot of condoms to be sent with each athlete
think
from
so too.
America. But then some of the athletes were interviewed. They saying, well, this is once in a lifetime chance. You've got so many gorgeous, fit, healthy people in one area.
Got to take advantage of it.
Millennials, people.
Ew, I'm
Millennials.
grossed out by this story.
I can tell you're sitting there without comment. It's the truth. I'm only telling you what's being done, people.
But I wonder when we say the 500% increase there at where the Olympic Village is in Pyeongchang, is that from like Pyeongchang when they weren't there? Is that just the people who live there? Because now you've added in this massive population of young people. Do you know what I mean? It might be the same that the Americans are using back in America. They might not be going to Pyeongchang and getting on Tinder. You may just be a frequent Tinder user and you are in Pyeongchang and you continue using. So that's driving up the percentages in Pyeongchang because all those people
are doing it there.
No,
are
they're saying in the
continuing to do
Olympic
it there.
Village. The stats came from inside the Olympic Village.
Wow.
FYI.
Well, who was
It
in
is
the
what it
Olympic
is.
Village before? It was just the little.
No,
guys
no
setting
one,
up the
doll.
stands.
Well,
There
that's
wasn't
what
a
I'm
village
saying.
there.
That's what she's saying. though.
That's what I was
her point
saying.
is.
Oh, okay, I got you. Hey, a YouTube star brought new meaning to saying don't judge a book by its cover with a shocking social media experiment. Let's roll the tape while I'm saying this. That saw him dressing like a homeless person in order to see if staff at a restaurant would treat him any differently. Now, in an attempt to prove that appearances can always be deceiving, New York-based Kobe person tested staff. Okay, he went in, he asked if he could have a seat. They said no. All right, he then comes back all dressed up in his Rolls Royce and flashes a briefcase full of money and
Yeah.
basically says the guy, you know, I'm a billionaire, not million, billion. Here's the thing, let's be honest. Have you ever judged someone by their appearance?
Yes,
Thank you
I
for
would
being
have.
honest.
You know what? I think everybody does, and I don't like to. I mean, I really.
We do make judgments.
I
But
have
I
my
also
initial.
believe, I think that's different from what we're seeing here because that's discriminating against someone's lifestyle. But when you say judging someone by how they look, sometimes, or not how they physically look, but their clothing, how they
Yeah,
dress,
yeah.
I think that sometimes that's fair. You know, dress how you want to be addressed. So some people, I think,
Dress how you want to be.
addressed
Addressed.
by other people. Some people want to just like look like a slob,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes people don't take you as seriously. So I will say in that context, I have judged people off of how they present themselves,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but not off of just how you naturally look, your just physical features
Right.
or,
No,
or
that's
race or
different.
anything.
Yeah, that is
or lifestyle, like being homeless like this. That I think is totally different.
Well,
but that's
look,
not the same as
you-
just how someone looks.
You can actually tell this is a setup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
And it's obvious, and I have to be honest with you, he doesn't look terribly homeless. Like, so you can see that it is a setup.
Yeah.
I think it's a little unfair when these type of YouTube things happen to get hits and all that,
Right.
that they do it in that way.
Right.
You can come up with another way of doing it, I'm sure. And look, I think it's okay to say that you've judged people. You know, I just don't think this story isn't true to you actually judging people.
Right, right.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this is kind of business.
I think I
you know?
only judge people on the choice they make in their appearance. You know, maybe how you dress or something like that. But
But
I
that-
don't really judge who they are as a person. But I think that's when you fall into this kind of preconceptions of people, but never by your life situation or
No, that's
your
a
race or
different.
creed.
But
And
I
that's what I'm
think-
saying here.
But yeah, and I think when you do judge people if you see them coming to a job interview or, you know, they're dressed for dinner or something and you think, you know, why'd you dress like that?
Right,
Or,
right.
Like, and I have to be honest, like when I've been overseas and gone to the openings of operas and things, and I think I actually said to you when you were going at Christmas time, are you taking a ball gown and dinner suit where you were going to the opera?
And absolutely not, because
No.
that's not who I am, and I don't want people to think that's who I am, because I would never dress like that.
Okay, I'll leave that with you. But the proper etiquette, everyone, is when you go to the opening of the opera, you wear a ball gown and dinner suit.
But I don't care about proper etiquette.
We know. Okay, let's talk about this, Lisa. What kind of drinker are you? Because I need one.
Yes, I think we all do here. But yeah, there's reasons why you drink, and it might not be so black and white. In fact, according to MSN, people will drink for 4 reasons, and these 4 drinking styles all deal with either increasing positive feelings or decreasing negative feelings. So I thought this was interesting.
Really?
Yeah, and I want you, after I go through these, we can talk about kind of what your guys' drinking style would be, I guess. First of all, the social drinker, and these are people that are just basically doing it to help improve their fun when they're out, and they're out to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's the most common type of drinker. The next one is drinking to conform. And these are people that drink to fit in. They drink. These folks drink less, much less than the social drinkers do.
Really?
Yes. Social drinkers are those that are out that are just trying to increase fun. They're trying, you know, they'll have a few drinks, but they're still not heavy drinkers. Those folks are still moderate alcohol users in the social drinking. But the conforming drinkers, they actually drink much less. They'll sip on like a glass of champagne or a glass of wine. They just drink just to fit into the crowd. They don't want to be looked upon negatively for not drinking. So
I get that. I
Yeah.
think it's always good to have when you're at a social gathering a drink in your hand. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a drinker.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can drink the whole thing either.
Exactly.
You can just have a sip here and there.
Yes, and that's what that person, that's that type of drinker.
Yeah.
The next one is
what type
drinking.
is that again?
It is the drinking to conform.
Drinking to conform.
Yes, the conformer. The next one is drinking for an enhancement. And these are actually, this is more of a heavy type drinker, but specifically they are more likely to be extroverted, impulsive, and aggressive. These are young people, often males, who are more likely to actively seek to feel drunk, as well as other extreme sensations, and they have a risk-taking personality.
What's the other
I know,
extreme
I wondered
sensations?
that too. It didn't go into details on that. I was like,
we
I don't
need
know
to
what
know
that
about
is.
that.
But and then the next one is drinking to cope. This is the fourth one, drinking to cope, and of course those are folks that that have higher levels of neuroticism, low level of agreeableness, and a negative view of themselves. And so they're drinking to cope with their other problems in their life, which is particularly
That was my mother,
related.
everyone.
Yeah.
She liked a bit of a drink.
Well, and it's related to anxiety and depression.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So those are the
That's the
four
worst
different
time
types.
to be drinking, when you have those issues.
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
So
And
what are you saying? What's
so,
the purpose
so
of the story?
where do you fall? Where do you guys fall? What do you think?
Oh, I think I'm a social drinker. I think,
Yeah, I think
like I like to have a glass of wine. Sometimes I do dinner though, so I don't know what is that.
Yeah, that would
classify
be
as.
kind of the
If
dinner?
I will just have a glass of wine
Yeah.
at
Okay.
dinner or something. But I
Yeah.
think that's still social.
I think it is
Drinker,
too.
like I like to go out, and if I'm out, you know.
But do you have a glass of wine at home?
Not frequently, but if
Yeah.
I'm having dinner with someone, I will. But
I never drink on my own.
yeah, I don't just sit by myself.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I would
funny.
say an occasion in the
I
bathtub,
might have.
but maybe like a
Twice.
few times a year, a nice bathtub.
Yeah,
with a glass of
exactly.
wine.
Exactly.
You. Like every now and then I might, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
You know, as I've said before many times, my mother was an alcoholic, and I used to see her drinking on her own, and I've always had a bad taste about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't like to see people, you know, drunk.
Yeah.
You know, and I've said 2 glasses of wine and I'm
Yeah.
under the table, or the life of the party.
So you're more
either
of a,
one.
You're more of a social type drinker
Yeah,
too.
and it's, you know, I'll sit on a drink for the whole dinner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but then I sound boring, don't I? Because you often, like, let's be real, when you've been out for dinner and there's maybe one person not drinking,
Yeah.
you think, gosh, they're a teetotaler. Anyway, let's move along. Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. Katie, you're talking, which I find very fascinating. You brought in a topic regarding crazy parenting tips.
Yeah.
Is this to give to Miss
I thought,
Lisa?
well, I kind of
Because
wanted to
here's
see
why.
I need 'em. Okay.
I'm asking you this because Lisa texted me last night, and it was about 10 to 10. And she said, I'm just putting the kids to bed. I went into judgment phase.
Yeah, I knew he would. I knew he would.
And I thought to myself, gee, that's very late for the kids to be going to sleep. And I kept thinking about it. I thought, what's she been doing all night? Hasn't she fed them? Hasn't she bathed them?
I was actually texting you while I was in bed with them doing the bedtime story. So.
I don't know. If they'd sleep 10 to 6, 10 to 7, still 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep, right?
Yeah.
What time do they get up?
We usually go to bed at 9. We get
Okay.
in bed and start doing the process at 9 o'clock, and so.
See,
yeah.
isn't it funny that you knew that I
I
judged
knew you judged me. I knew it.
Well, so this is a funny article I saw online that said that these are some parenting tips that are given around the world. So I wanted to
Okay.
see what you would think about it. It
Good.
says the first one is in the Polynesian Islands. And they say they make a big effort to have children raising each other, where like older siblings or cousins are really relied upon to take care of the younger children. Often, you know, parents are working, but they say that this makes the kids more responsible at a young age as well, learning to nurture. I don't think that happens as much here. I don't know. What do you think?
You know what? I think it does, but not as often.
Okay.
I don't think that parents give their older siblings a lot more responsibilities.
Yeah.
I think parents in America too, and I could be speaking out of line, but I feel like we kind of want our kids to be kids for as long as they can be kids.
Yeah.
You know, and but with that being said, I have given my oldest son, Jackson, more responsibility in watching out for his brother and
Okay.
giving him, and he likes it. He likes that.
It makes him
and
feel
he's-
important.
Yes, it does, and it makes him feel responsible. It's building up that self-esteem and his sense of having responsibilities. So I like it. I do like giving him those responsibilities. Interesting.
Here, I'll just throw out 2 more because I know we have to go in a minute. But in Finland, they say they don't care for standardized testing. I really like that. And then in India, they're very big on co-sleeping until they're at least 5 years old.
Okay.
Well, there's studies to say that's very bad.
Really?
Yeah, there's studies saying that you shouldn't be co-sleeping with your kids.
Oh, I don't. You meant the parent with the
Is that
child?
what you
Parent and children, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Until about 5.
Do you mean kids together?
Yeah, I
that's
was thinking
cool.
kids together, and
Yeah.
I'm like, my two sons sleep together, and they love it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
I like it.
It works out best, I think,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Okay, well, how old were you before you kicked the kids out of your bed?
Actually, I still once in a while let them sleep in my bed.
Judgment again.
I think
Judgment
that's
again.
sweet.
Judger. It's a judger.
Okay, the Aviation Museum of Kentucky is up next. After the break, you're watching Midday Kentucky, everyone.